Bella Bug,
Hello.
welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me. Super
Thanks for being
excited.
here.
Yeah,
We got a lot to talk about.
we do.
Let's talk about it.
Yep.
You want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah. I'm Bella Bug. I will be a junior in college this year. I'll be a redshirt junior, so I have 3 years left, and I'm currently in the process of transferring from Florida State to Virginia Tech.
The Hokies.
Yep.
Are you excited that you get to listen to Metallica at the football games?
Very.
Those night games look insane.
Yeah. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
You're from Franklin,
Mm-hmm.
had a really good junior golf career,
Mm-hmm.
couple big wins in college as well. You want to catch us up on those?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started golf pretty late. So I couldn't do a lot of the AJGA stuff, the big. I never did drive, chip, and putt. Something I definitely regret. Wish I could have gone through. But I did have a big AJGA win. It was actually my second full AJGA and only. So I only had two. So I won the AJGA Huntsville the May before my freshman year of college. So that was a big one. That was a lot of fun. It helped a lot with confidence, and I think not being in that big scene with all the top 20 in the world that I think were going to schools like Florida State, it really made me feel like I belonged.
Were you uncommitted at your time of the victory?
No,
Or you were committed?
I was committed. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, that I'm sure that helped you with confidence.
yes, yeah. Once I committed, it was definitely easier to kind of feel like you could just play.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really feel like you had as much pressure. There's still your coaches watching, but it's like if I don't play my best, I'm not just it's not over. I've still got my coaches, my teammates, my team. Like you still have that backup. Yeah.
So you're a bit of a late bloomer
Mm.
because you played multiple sports. You
Yes.
played all sports, correct?
Yeah, I played soccer, basketball, track, did gymnastics, softball, a little bit of everything.
I can really tell that as your coach how athletic
Mhm.
you are and how when times get tough you can lean on your athleticism.
Yeah.
And it helps you, and also you're a gamer on the course,
Yeah.
which I think is from your athletic background.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you recommend juniors play multiple sports until a certain age?
Yes, I think it helped me in many ways. Definitely strength. Obviously, I played soccer and gymnastics for a long time. And I think, especially with the way the women's game or just golf in general is going, with distance being so big, I feel like starting late, I already had that. I didn't have to worry about doing all the like speed drills, all that kind of stuff. And I think that it's definitely helped. And I think if you start golf super early, unless you're kind of already good enough to where you feel like you don't burn out, it's really hard to keep kids that age, like the attention span, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I would have been at a point where I started golf earlier and there was ever a time where it wasn't like I wanted to go to the golf course, I felt pressured to go to the course, then I think it kind of would have pushed me away.
Mm-hmm. That's very valuable to know because
Mhm.
I can tell whether I coach them or not, an athletic golfer.
Mhm.
It's pretty easy to see, trained or untrained eye.
Mhm.
And the athletic ones tend to have, for lack of a better word, a little bit more grit.
Mhm.
Like they're used to being physically challenged in soccer
Yeah.
or the long days in softball
Mhm.
or the physical demand of gymnastics
Yeah.
because that's so hard on your body.
Mhm.
You have to dig deep.
Yeah.
Because when you're in gymnastics, your wrists are hurting, your knee,
Mhm.
your ankles taped up, stuff like that. You can really tell that they figure out in the middle of the round how to calm themselves down and get the ball
Mhm.
in a whole lot easier than the ones that only grew up playing golf,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very different because gymnastics is pretty individual. I think that's the sport that I could most compare to golf in that way. But I think always having a team behind me. I mean, I loved basketball, like, still love it. I'll go out and shoot to this day. Same with soccer and softball, though. Like, I always had that team. And I think once I got to golf, I knew what ways I could find my team. Even if it's just me hitting those shots, I still have my coaches, my best friends, my family. Like I still have that team, even if they're not right there hitting the ball with me. And I think that's very important because once you get up into the higher levels, golf can get pretty lonely.
Do you find that it's easier for you to be on a college golf team because of your athletic background? Because it's so you're on a team, but you're also all individuals. There's eight or nine girls. They're all competing for 5 spots.
Yeah.
When you went to Florida State, they were number 4 or 5 in the country. Did that help you settle in as a team and be less individually focused?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I think, especially with the caliber of girls I had on the team, it was a lot easier to feel like I could lean on them and not feel like I'm competing against them. Even though deep down we all want to win the individual title, we also still want to win the team title. And I think that's really important because those long 36 whole days, your teammate is right behind you. You make a bogey, you're like, she's got my back. And that's very, very important in college golf.
I'm going to get to your teammates and the quality of your teammates later. I want to go back to your AJGA win when you said that it helped you know that you belonged. So you win your first or second AJGA event?
First I only played 2, and I won my second one. Yeah.
So you win the second one. You go down to Tallahassee. You're thrown into the fire with 4, 2 top 5 girls, a couple top 100 girls. It's hard to play as a freshman, especially on that team.
Yes.
Did you have more doubt when you got down there if you belonged? Because you look at, we'll say their names, but because we're going to talk about them later. But you look at Lottie, number 1 player in the world at the time, Mirabelle, the other number 1 player in the world, Wagger and Clipped. That can be so intimidating when you show up. And you were 17 years old when you went to college?
Yes.
Did that self-doubt creep back into you?
So when I got there, I put my head down really hard, and I knew that I didn't have a great summer, but the AJGA, I think, like you said, went a long ways. And I knew if I played my golf, I was going to make the spot. And so the first qualifying round, I shot 69. And I think, that went a long way. Like, our coach went around the locker room to the men's players and was kind of like, our incoming freshman, I was the only freshman. And she was kind of like, she's really finding her place here, showing she belongs. And then after that, I still ended up qualifying for that one and the next one. But it kind of settled in. I didn't shoot any more 69s. And it's very easy to feel like, what if that was luck? And knowing that Lottie and Mirabelle are getting all that attention, I think that doubt definitely creeps in. It's kind of like I needed that reassurance, and I didn't really have it. So I think that definitely affected kind of how I played after that.
It's tough not to, because you're just watching 2 machines that are going to win on tour one day. One of them already has. Well, Mirabelle maybe too. Yeah, so
she won today.
Yeah. So yeah. Did you go through your freshman year? You're getting settled in. You come back for the summer. You win the state am. Pretty big win, Belmead. Yeah. Did that get you motivated? Did it get you comfortable again? I belong here. This isn't a fluke. It isn't a luck thing.
I do think it was a lot of motivation. It got me into the U.S. Women's Am, which became the biggest tournament I have played in, been in the field, besides the Tennessee Women's Am win. And I think that stuff like that, it starts to add up, even if you don't have a consecutive great summer. It's kind of like, I did do something this summer. I still had a very good win, had some very good rounds, but then once I got back to school, it was kind of like, was that a fluke? I had the 1 AJGA that summer, had the 1 Tennessee Women's Am. And I think I've gotten really good at not letting myself, fade away from the good things I've done. But at the same time, with the people that I surrounded myself with, being on the team with them, it's still very easy to feel like their accomplishments, even when they're not winning, are still so much higher than mine. And I think that is where a lot of the reassurance I felt like I needed that, and I didn't really get it.
Yeah. How do we make sure that we get that moving forward?
I think a lot of it is self, but I also don't need a lot of the reassurance that I make myself feel like I need. And, I am a really good golfer, and I think putting myself in an environment that is just naturally going to make me feel like I belong no matter what is the first step.
You're an elite golfer. They're not flukes because they were 3-day tournaments against high level elite golfers that have gone on to play in Power 4 and Power 5 schools and went on tour. Like you beat those people. So it's not a fluke. Golf is so mental.
Yeah.
Right. You win a big tournament, to bring up Scotty that he went through when he was playing in the Open Championship. You win the State Am, and that probably lasted maybe a day, maybe 2 days. And then you go back out, and if you just play a casual round and you shoot 76, you're like, here we go again. Yeah. I just made a 7 out of the middle of the fairway. Yeah. But it's a constant battle, and it only gets harder as you get better at golf because your expectations get so much higher. Yeah. You win one State Am, you want to win all the State Ams. You win one AJGA, you want to play in all the tournaments for FSU, even though there's pretty much maybe 5 of you all for one spot at the time. It's going to be really difficult. Yeah. And it's easy for that self-doubt to creep into you. And then it's painfully easy. Yeah. As we're both being vulnerable here, for that to creep into your everyday life. When you're not traveling and you have self-doubt, that creeps into everything. So it's this constant reminder of, I am good at golf. I do put in enough work. I will get the results. They don't happen immediately, which is bad. You have an off night shooting basketball. You can out hustle the other person. You can lock in on defense. You can, get rebounds, help the team that way. But if you have an off round in golf,
it's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's a constant battle that I think, as you mentioned, the best way to do it is surround yourself with people that are aware of that, that are okay with talking about it, that have been through that stuff on their own. Because any golfer or anyone that's been very successful, C-suite people and businesses, entrepreneurs, they all have that self-doubt. What is it? What if this fails? Yeah. What if I'm not hiring the right people? What if I have to lay off these people because the market's down or whatever? So that's just kind of the ebbs and flows of life that, unfortunately, we as golfers have to face, maybe shot by shot basis. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like even coming home this summer, I really noticed it. Like I, playing my home courses where, I know the ups and downs of every inch of those golf courses. I'm playing with my best friends, the people that I grew up, playing junior golf with, high school golf with. Like I've practiced every day before getting to the level I got to. And I still would get over the ball and be like, if I don't hit this on the green, what are they going to think? And before I never would have thought of that. So if I miss the green, I'm going to get up and down. It doesn't matter. But what if I don't? Like, I think a lot of what ifs have come into mind recently. And I think it got worse and worse throughout the summer because I felt like I've put a lot of pressure on results. I think it was a natural thing. Like it just started and then it kind of got worse. And the more and more you do that, the more you think about the people at home, the people watching the leaderboards, who you're sending it to, that before the tournament, you're like, I'm going to send it to them because I feel great about my game. And I don't think I ever really go into a tournament and think, oh, I'm going to play bad. But as soon as you hit a bad shot on the course and you start thinking, oh, someone that I played with at my home course is watching, what are they going to think? And then all of a sudden it goes from an easy up and down to making bogey double. And you're like, well, what is going on? And it's kind of it's an ongoing spiral, that I felt that a lot this summer. It just went from tournament to tournament where I just thought of all the people watching. And then that kind of did not help self-doubt,
What if I told you the only reason they're watching is because they're big fans of you?
Yeah. Because they know I can't play well.
None of your haters are refreshing the scoreboard. Yeah. They don't even know that you're playing in a golf tournament. Yeah. I think about that a lot. Yeah. Because I am a big, family first guy. Like you know what I'm trying to build and how I'm running the family of the academy, air quotes. I have thoughts creep in my head a lot that what if I'm adding pressure to my students? Because I will, if you're playing, I'm noticing your leaderboard probably every 3 holes. Every tournament. Yeah. So do you think that adds pressure to you? Because I know you want to play well for me, not to like speak for you, but also I don't, and this is going to sound crazy because I'm your coach and your friend. I'm your friend first now, coach second. I don't care what you shoot. Your coaches at Virginia Tech really don't care what you shoot. They care that you're giving it your all, that if you shoot 78, that you know why, and then you will work to shoot 72 the next time, right? Because your coaches know how hard golf is. I know how hard golf is. So it's one of those things, like, it is a results business, but at the end of the day, the people that really matter to you, whether that's 5, 10, 15, 500 people, however many that is, they don't care what you shoot.
Yeah.
They care that you're happy, you're healthy, you're having a great time in Blacksburg. And if you're hitting it sideways, hopefully you can figure it out before the next round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's easy for me to say, right? You're the athlete. You're the one in the grind under fire.
Yeah.
But maybe if you could slowly let that creep in, that we're all just, members of Bella Bugs fan club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could help.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely, I've kind of separated it into like people that I know have been through the journey with me from the beginning because they know where I've come from. And I went from 0 to 100, I feel like, in a very short amount of time, and kind of got to pretty basic junior golfer who nobody knew to FSU within about a year.
I can remember I wasn't your coach, and I can remember you came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And had like a 4-month run of just nothing but 71s and below.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like June to October going into my senior year of high school at BGA.
And then you're at FSU, legendary program with Lottie and Mirabelle. What'd you learn from them?
A lot. I think they are very, very hard workers. I mean, Lottie is, I've never experienced anything like it.
Is she the best putter in the world?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Men or women on the planet.
No, it's
she's
amazing.
The best putter in the world, right?
Yeah. More times than not, when you go to the golf course, she's on the putting green.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if she could live at the golf course, she would. She's tried to sleep on the couch before early flights and make sure she tries to get on the range before the team leaves. And the important thing, I think, though, is Lottie and Mirabelle are very different people on the golf course and off the golf course. And I lived with Mirabelle this past year. And I think being able to see that they can both be number one in the world and have very different lifestyles was key, because I don't have to feel like I have the pressure of being Lottie Wood or Mirabelle. I can pick what I want from both of them and kind of make it my own. I don't have to feel like I'm at the golf course 24 hours a day or 0 hours a day. It's kind of what I want to do for my individual journey. And I'm picking the best things from each of them and kind of throwing that into myself. That's
very mature beyond your years. Because I think that is the way to do it. We can all look up Tiger and how much of a maniac he was. But then you look at other number one players in the world, they all kind of did their own little thing and they made it theirs. Yeah. It was they took their DNA and they made it personal to them, what worked for them.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. Talk me through a typical week for a Power 4 Division I student athlete.
You're trying to breathe.
Yeah.
A typical in-season week, work out 2 to 3 times a week based on, how we're feeling, if we just came back from a tournament or not. Practice with Florida State, our days switched. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'd have class in the morning, practice in the afternoon, and then Tuesday, Thursday, vice versa. At Virginia Tech, it's going to be practice in the afternoon every day of the week. Most weekends, you get off, but you don't get off. It's kind of like what you want to make of it. I think, which is very important, because you learn quickly with how much you're doing, you have to rest. So you need to give one of those days for like a full body reset. If you want to go, I'm big on cleaning my room, that kind of stuff. People think that's stressful, but it relieves me. It's kind of like a Sunday clean will reset and get my yourself ready for the week. You try to get all homework knocked away. Like you'll find that whenever you have time, you're wanting to sleep, and it's very easy to just take a quick nap that turns into 4 to 5 hours. But when you have that time, you want to get homework in, you want to get that last putting drill in, and you're trying to make the most of every minute you have. But it's also a balance of not running yourself to the ground.
Are you into the recovery stuff on your body yet? Like the cold plunges, the saunas?
Yeah, I've started,
meditation.
I love to run. So I kind of try to fit that in there a little bit when I can. You know, I don't want to make that to a point where I feel like I need to run and that's just making myself more tired. But when I have the time, I'll run. I do love the cold tub, cold showers after a run, after a practice. Gotten really into stretching recently just because I've been really tight. Played a lot of tournaments last summer, and I like it like that. You know, I want to stay busy. I want to stay on the road. But that comes with, you know, making sure your body is healthy, making sure you're eating the right things, having the tart cherry juice at night, stuff like that.
What I admire about you the most, I admire a lot of things about you. Like I said, friend before coach, but you don't have an off season. You pack the tournaments in summer and winter. How many you played in? 6?
6 or 7, yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
All over the United States, Canada.
Yeah.
And then you'll play in winter tournaments as well. You love to compete?
Yes.
What do you love most about competing?
I think there's nothing like it. You know, there's only so much you can do in practice to simulate it. And I think I've always said, like, the junior golf tournaments where I had college golf coaches watching were my favorite ones because I like the pressure. I think that brings out the best in me in both personality and golf game. And I think when I'm able to have, you know, be under the lights and have that pressure, I perform, which is like Tennessee Women's Open. There's a huge crowd there every year at Stonehenge. I couldn't go this year because I was in Canada, but I think that's one of my favorite ones because there's so many people that come. And it kind of goes back to that reassurance that I don't really need, but I want. You know, it feels like because they're there on every single hole, they want to be there and watch me. And I think, you know, you want to show off. There's never doubt that creeps in those kind of tournaments. And so I think putting myself in more positions like that, I think is going to go a long way because it's going to prove to myself that, you know, I really do belong.
It only takes one shot when you're uncomfortable. That's really good.
Yeah.
That can carry that momentum of being comfortable and being relaxed under the gun for a day, a week, months at a time. I caddied for you when you won the state am. You hit a shank in the final round.
Hole 13.
On hole 13.
Yep. My 8-iron.
You birdied the next 3.
Yes.
So just that, like getting that 6-iron on that next par 5 with water left and short and long, driver 6-iron, middle of the green, you were pretty uncomfortable, flagged it, 2-putt, stuck the next one. It was over after that.
Yeah.
So just one little shot like that in Canada, in Pinehurst, you know, down in Florida, one little shot like that when you're uncomfortable can really set the tone for the rest of the season. Yeah. And as golfers, we're always looking for that. And that's why we're always kind of hard on ourselves because we have high expectations, but in the back of our head, we know it's just one swing away. Yeah. Right. Everything's one swing away. It's one field that's going to last for the next 3 tournaments. And I'm going to top 10 all of them. And I'm just going to keep on playing and keep on practicing until I get that feel. For females, how do you all simulate pressure? Because with guys, especially college kids, they'll gamble. They'll gamble with more money than they have in their bank account, right? I don't find a lot of girls really gamble. Yeah. It's just not a female thing. Yeah. So how do you all simulate that tournament pressure? Or is that just not a thing?
So I kind of have 2 answers. The first one, strictly with girls, I think it's kind of finding the right environment. Like when I was at Florida State, we created pressure in ways of like through a semester, we would have like a semester long tournament within ourselves outside of qualifying, where it was you're putting yourself under pressure, but at the end of the day, it's just fun. It's not to go to the Annika Invitational or the Schooner. And I think, we would switch all the time, do different pairings, different scrambles, formats, and it's just making golf fun while you're still competing. But then the other answer is a lot of the really good female golfers I know have a lot of really good male friends that play golf. Like my best friend, Brady Ray, he's committed to Cincinnati. I play a lot of golf with him. And along the way, I've met a lot of his guy friends.
I'm sorry that you did not call Emily Wilson your best friend. You're going to hear about that.
Emily Wilson is my best friend.
I'm sorry, Emily.
But she's a female.
Continue. Go ahead.
So playing all those rounds with Brady and, the Blackburn twins, stuff like that, while we're not necessarily gambling, we're playing for lunch. We're playing for stuff like that at West Haven. And I think it makes it really, really fun because they play a totally different game. They're playing from the tips while I'm still playing pretty far back. It's just not the same. They're going for par fives that I could never dream of reaching. And being able to see that while also being paired with them, playing matches, playing for lunch, whatever. I think having a combination of both sides of that, competing with pressure, I think that's kind of what has helped me simulate all that.
That's very good information. I like that because a lot of them, girls do get lucky, not lucky, but when you're really good at golf, guys want to play with you.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to play with you. But yeah, finding that where you're comfortable to compete against those guys. You are such a competitor. Do you find when it's just a casual round that it's hard for you to get like up for?
Yes, it's very hard for me to just calm down. I think, playing, like I've had so many friends since graduating high school that have all of a sudden picked up golf. And it's like they want to go to the range, stuff like that. And I kind of got to find a level of like, I'm here to help them, to make them enjoy golf. I'm not here to make them a D1 golfer. And, I'm trying to hit bombs on the range. Well, they're truly just learning the game of golf. And I think stuff like that also goes a long way. It's just like putting yourself around people that are going to give you opportunities to see so many perspectives because everyone's golf journey is so different. The boys I play with, the girls I play with, and even like coming to the Grove, coming to West Haven, being around like Korn Ferry players, stuff like that. It's so different. They had a completely different journey than I did. And I think that's going to go a long way to, like I said, with Mirabelle and Lottie, putting those little things of each player into what I want to be and how I want to go about my golf journey. My
favorite thing is when you all come to the back of the range and I look out my window and it's KFT, Canada, D1, D1, D2, killer. And you all may not know each other, but you're watching each other. And then all of a sudden you become friends and you all go play 21. You all go chip against each other. Or you ask a KFT guy, what's this setup? What are you working on? And then what I really like is when you get to a certain level, and I'll have high level juniors back there, 13, 14, 15, 16. They're hitting as fast as they can. And they look at the Virginia Tech girl. They look at the Memphis girl. They look at the UCLA guy, the KFT guys. And they're just one ball every minute or two. Looking at videos, relaxing, drinking water, eating a snack. They clearly have a station set up for feedback. They may have a launch monitor. You all, without even knowing, are teaching those other players how to practice. And then it does become a family. And through osmosis or whatever the word is, everyone gets a little bit better. It's like you're on a range for a high level college event. It's like we played the other day. There were 4 of us. It should have been Wagger ranked. Like I wasn't like it was like that's the kind of talent that like when you surround yourself by in those comfortable situations, it's easier to let me take something off of Molly that she's doing, or this is what Izzy's doing, or this is what whomever's doing. I love that about college golfers in general, because as competitive as it is, especially in the off season, everyone's friends.
Yeah.
And that we have so much more in common than we don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that about college golf, and specifically about the back of the range.
I love coming home for the summer is a lot of fun, you know, especially like this past year I redshirted. So I didn't really get the opportunity to put myself in a lot of competitive environments. I mean, even being at Florida State, which is very competitive in general, it's just not the same when you're not traveling with the team. And so coming home, being able to be around all the kids again, especially juniors, you know, that are striving to be where we are, it really humbles you to the point where you're like, I dreamed of being here. So I really got to sit back and realize where I am. You know, you notice where you came from at the lowest points. And I mean, golf is a roller coaster. You're going to be back at those low points. But then you're seeing like Brady. Like I've seen him from a little 8th grade Brady to where he is now committed to Cincinnati. And I think that's my favorite part. Like we are gone in college for the season for like 10 months. You know, we're barely home for Thanksgiving, barely home for Christmas. And then I come to the back range and I see Izzy, Ella Manley, all those girls. And I'm like, wow, like I really have gotten better over the season because I'm putting myself up against them. And it's like, I can hit these shots, even without putting myself in the competitive opportunities, such as tournaments for college. It's like, you know, we really are a lot alike. You know, we're going to have a lot of fun no matter what, because we're going to go practice with each other every day. And it just makes it kind of dumbs down golf to a level where it really is fun at the end of the day, because we surround ourselves with so many people that we love.
And give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
Like when you come to the range or when you go to a golf course and they see Bella Bug with the tomahawk on your bag or the hokey, they're like, oh, that's Bella Bug.
Yeah.
Like they also have the self-doubt that you have.
Yeah.
And they also, a lot of these girls look up to you. You went away to college. You're doing stuff that a lot of them were maybe afraid to do. They want to stay more at home. They want to be more comfortable. Yeah. Or you have those junior golfers that you've never even met, but they know who you are. These, you know, these 28, 29, 30 graduate girls, like they know who Bella Bug is.
Yeah.
So that like, don't be afraid. That's not the right word, but let that come into you, because it's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And you're very welcoming, and you're always around and talking to these players and helping junior golfers. So that's really cool for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love, in the most humble way of saying this, I love having like the younger girls kind of play with us. Like in the Tennessee Women's Am this year in Chattanooga, first round I was paired with Carly Rogers and Brooke Bennett. Both a lot younger than me, but I've played golf with them for a long time. And so I think it was just the conversations we had. Like, it's crazy to think that they're going to college this year, next year. And being able to kind of, after a few years of playing together, bring in our experiences. You know, I'm in a totally different tournament schedule as they are. They're still trying to get to where I am, but it's cool to be able to bring all that together no matter your age. And I think like the younger girls, like Poppy Pewitt, stuff like that, like it's just, I mean, I've taken the opportunity a few times this summer to go watch those girls, like the Tennessee Girls Junior at Greystone. You know, I just think it's really fun being able to see they were so young when I started, and now they are where I was when I was talking to coaches. It's just watching their journey it's inspiring to me, even at the level I'm at.
Do they ever reach out to you for help in recruiting? Not like they need help, but like, hey, what should I expect when a coach calls? Or is it okay that, because recruiting is so hard now and it's so personal, and you'll have all these coaches that just won't ever email you back or text you back, and they take it so personal. Do they ever reach out to you?
Yeah. I've definitely had a few girls and guys, even like I was saying, like Brady and the Blackbird twins that I play with at West Haven, some girls that still play SNEDs, TGA stuff. Even when I'm paired with them, like they always ask like stuff like that. Like, what if a coach doesn't email me back? What if I really want to go to this school, but it just may not be where I'm supposed to be? And I think because I started golf so late, I kind of have the perfect answers for that to kind of calm them down a little bit. Like everything really does happen for a reason. And while the recruitment process can be so stressful, you have to realize like you may not end up at your dream school. And at the end of the day, a few years down the road, you're going to realize you shouldn't have been there, even in the moment. And I think being able to give my experience has helped a lot of junior golfers.
I highly encourage junior golfers that are either just entering the recruiting window, which started about a month ago, or maybe in the future to reach out to the upperclassmen that have been there, done that. I can tell them and all the opinions and my experiences, but it's a little different especially if it's female, if they call Bella or Izzy or Molly, or, you know, all those girls that have been there, done that. Cause it's so comforting to have someone that went through that you also look up to.
Yeah.
It's like a mentor. Like you're 19 years old and you're mentoring, you know, a 16-year-old girl and where to go to college. But golf is really cool in that way where we share our secrets. We share what we've been through willingly. It's not something we need to keep close to the vest. What's the next year look like for you? Goals.
So
I want some goals.
Goals.
Yeah.
I'd say first I'm trying to start at the bottom and kind of work my way up. So just I think making the lineup, getting to a new school would be a good start. Kind of feel like I can really, you know, we only have 3 returners because the team had 6 last year and 3 graduated. So it's kind of like a brand new squad. We're all going to meet each other, kind of start our own team chemistry. And I think being able to hopefully make the lineup, just start taking that from tournament to tournament. Like my freshman year, I played 3, which 2 traveled, 1 was home. And then last year redshirted. So I think really being able to get the college experience under my belt, I think I've had it, being able to watch my teammates, roommates, all that kind of stuff, Lottie Mirabelle, but really being able to put who I am and do it myself now. I think I've been able to watch enough where I know I can do it. I know what I can put into a team. I belong there. And just really being able to put my game, you know, make a scene count in the top 5 of the tournament that you make. I mean, the big goals, I'd love to win a tournament. Hopefully the team can win a tournament. But I think really just coming into who I am, I think it's going to go a long way this year for the last 2 years.
I agree.
Finding myself.
Let's expand on that a little bit. We've worked together 2 years, a year, 2 years.
Yeah, I think right at 2 years. Yeah.
How much has changed in our dialogue, coach and student, friend to friend, 2 years ago to today? Because I have tried to, in the very beginning, I thought you needed some technical help. You had some stuff going on that didn't really mesh. And I think it's really solid now. We've been working on the same stuff for 3, 4, 5 months, just getting that stuff to come to the golf course under pressure. But I've tried to put more of a friend / mentor hat on for you. Uncle, big brother kind of thing. Yeah, that's kind of how I've seen our coaching student transition. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think it goes a long way to know that you're not just like a strict technical coach that when I shoot 80, 81, you're going to start breaking everything down over the phone. I'm still at the tournament and you're like, what, you know, you're not screaming at me. You're not putting pressure on me that I'm not already putting on myself.
If I ever scream at you, you should fire me immediately. Any student listening, if I scream at you, you should fire me immediately.
But you're just not that person. Like you're very comforting. And I think that has kind of changed who I am and how I approach my tournaments. And I think we had a conversation it was less than a month ago. Like I remember it vividly where you said who you are and the way you're able to talk about a bad tournament round is not who you were last summer. Even with the win I had, I don't think the way I talked about that is the way that I could talk about a bad round now. And the way that I'm able to learn about myself from a bad round, give all that information to you immediately, whether I wait a day, kind of let it sink in. It's very different. The way I approach golf now and the way I'm able to give feedback, even to my Virginia Tech coaches this summer, being able to text them and kind of be like, I know exactly what went wrong just in the moment. I wasn't thinking about it, so it wasn't something I could fix. But I'm learning more and more and more, and being able to always talk about what happened to me and not what happened to my golf, what happened to my score, where that went wrong, but more where my mental game went wrong, where I felt like I didn't have it anymore, where doubt crept in. That goes a lot longer of a way than being like, why'd you double? Like that, it's not always technical. And I think we've been able to learn that more times than not, it's not technical with me. It's normally something that has crept in mentally that I just didn't feel in the moment. And so I think being able to have those hard conversations right after a tournament is more impactful than just being like, why'd you make a 6 on a par 5? Why'd you 3-putt?
Correct. You're a totally different person.
Yeah.
You've grown a ton. You're more vulnerable. You're more self-aware.
Yeah.
You're more positive.
Yeah.
You're way more positive.
Yeah.
And we could say that it's always technical, right? If you miss it, well, your path was here, your face was there, your low point, the easy answer is technical.
Yeah.
The real answer when you get to your level and beyond is there's probably a hole that didn't fit you. It was uncomfortable. We had our pre-shot routine, or we were thinking about something we shouldn't have been thinking about. Or like, people take for granted when you're in the middle of a tournament, the club feels different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to take you a while to get settled in. Were we settled in? If we were settled in, did we believe it? Or were we just waiting for it to unravel? Yeah. And you've really matured in that sense, because like I said, it's usually not going to be technical when you get to your level.
Yeah.
When you're winning huge tournaments, when you're playing at the top, a top 5 program, it's going to be, how can you react on the golf course and can you maintain that feel?
Yeah.
And if you look at all these girls, and we'll go back to the top 2 at FSU, we'll go to the top 20 in college golf right now in female golf, especially in women, the swings are all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. Yeah. So is it technical for them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they're just comfortable and it's reliable and consistent, and they play to their strengths, right? So you've really grown. So good job.
Thank you.
Like, I've watched it happen. This has been really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one last thing.
Okay.
Do you ever need to get pumped up for a golf tournament? If so, what do you listen to? And then the follow-up question is, how do you wind down after a golf tournament?
Okay. The first one, the pump up, I think I've gotten really big into, well, first with the music. I think I'm definitely a 2000s music kid, and I think I'll always be like that. I think it's always going to be
like NSYNC 2000, like boy band stuff,
like Jason Derulo,
oh,
Katy Perry type stuff.
Okay,
that's kind of, I don't need like the crazy rock on the range.
Mike Posner.
Yes.
Yeah. Very underrated.
Yeah. Very.
I like him.
Very. Yeah. I love that stuff, and I think it's kind of like it puts me back into like a little happy Bella, a little kid, when I was just running around, not focusing on the mental side of golf on the range, what's going to happen today at the tournament. I'm kind of just able to get up there, loosen my body and stuff like that. Winding down, this also goes for the car ride though. For some reason, I've gotten into this thing of like, also the younger stuff. Like, I could just sit and watch like Disney Junior after the round, especially after a bad round. I think I love YouTube golf. I love the Korn Ferry stuff, like the Road to Q School, good, all that kind of stuff. But I think there comes a place where you just got to be a little kid again. I love Disney. I will always love Disney. And, I can just go in the hotel room and watch Doc McStuffins until I fall asleep.
Who watches more Disney Plus right now? You or me and my 3-year-old son?
That's
Probably
that's
close,
a good
right?
question. Yeah.
Close.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could watch the same Disney movies for years and years and years. Like, yeah. I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Monsters, Inc.
Really?
I'm a big Sully fan. Yeah, we could go back to Emily Wilson here. She knows that I have probably 5 or 6 different plush Sullys at my house.
Isn't Toy Story better than Monsters, Inc., though?
Mm-mm.
Aladdin? Really? Okay. I'll have to watch Monsters, Inc. again.
Monsters, Inc.
I don't think I've ever watched it start to finish.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Christmas movies. I love watching Christmas movies.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
No, I'm not a big I can do like Happy Gilmore type comedy, but I'm not a big like sarcastic comedy movie gal.
So we're talking like
I'd say either. Never watched that. I know what it is, but I never watched it. I would say either Polar Express or Home Alone.
Home Alone's a great movie.
Yeah, Polar Express has a really good soundtrack though.
Is that the original one or the cartoon? Wasn't there original one, like a black and white one?
I've not watched the black and white one.
I could be totally wrong on that. That could be totally something different.
I think so. I think there's only one Polar Express. Yeah.
All right, Bella Bug.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. You're leaving in 2 weeks.
Yep, August 16th.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll follow along.
Thank you.
Scoreboard.
Yep.
We'll follow VodTech Women's Golf.
Sounds good.
And yeah, best of luck.
Thank you.
Cheers, my friend. Absolutely. It's a turkey, right?
It is a turkey.
Go Turkeys.
Go Turkeys.